All right, so this theory lesson is about obtaining your LiDAR data. How do you go about doing that? So first thing, there are two options for you to get your LiDAR data. And remember what our LiDAR data is. Our LiDAR data allows us to create a terrain or a height map that we are essentially going to lay our course on. It gives us the elevation all the way down to the slope of the greens, all the way up to the hills and mountains right on your course. Okay. So your two options are you can make it yourself or you can get someone else to do it for you. Okay. And depending on which one of those you want to do, you want to start in Discord. So in Discord, there are three channels. The first channel is the LiDAR to terrain Q&A. That says if you're building this LiDAR, if you're making the LiDAR yourself, you can go in there and you can ask questions. Most likely you might have another person who has already gone through it answer your question, or Lyrica and AT, those are the geniuses here as far as LiDAR is concerned. They created all the documentation. They even created the videos. I just did the voiceovers. So you can tag them in there if you're looking for very specific questions. If you're, as far as the documents for this and the files that are referred to in those documents and videos, they are in the LiDAR to Terrain free process channel. So you go in there and they'll have the latest documents, the latest files that you download that you need to do this. The video is often not up to date with the documentation. So I would recommend if you like watching the video, that's fine, but use the documentation in conjunction with that because there might be slight differences where the documentation has been updated for some fixes or some issues that we found. Okay. My recommendation to you is be very detail oriented as you're going through that process. Pay very close attention to the check boxes, to the numbers, what you're saving. It's a complex process. However, it is documented extremely well, and if you follow it to the T, you will be very successful. Okay. The last thing is if you start watching these videos and you're like, whoa, no, this isn't for me. I want someone to do this for me. Go into Heightmap requests, that channel, tag at Brace33 and say, yo, dude, can you create a height map and give me my LiDAR data for course Joe Schmo 18 holes in blah, 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 Kentucky? And Brace will crank that out for you. He does travel here and there, so sometimes he's not available to do it, and I think he's charging $30 right now. Just so you know, to me that's a bargain because it's definitely an hour's plus worth of work, and if you're new to this, maybe two. One thing, let me just show you what that LiDAR terrain free process channel looks like. So if you go in here, there's the YouTube videos that you're going to be, that are a part of this lesson. So you already see those, but they're linked in here. There's the documentations, some information about the software. Here are a little bit further, here are the files. So when we refer to any files, when you're setting things up like QGIS and Cloud Compare, there's some files that are referred to. Here's where you download those. And then there's some updates down here to get started, all stuff that I'm kind of covering at this point. Some things from Larry down here, some more updates, more links to the updates. And if you go down through here, I would just read down through this and make sure there's some information. There's some things in here that I did around historical imagery. If this is your first course, I wouldn't recommend you try to tackle this. This is more an advanced topic, and some other tools that you might need. And then here's some more information. If you're in another area of the world, gives you some information on how you may be able to get some additional LiDAR. I'm in the United States. LiDAR is there's a lot of LiDAR available, but other parts of the world might be a little bit different. So that'll get you started in this theory. And the next video, you're going to get down in the weeds on getting your LiDAR.